Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this explosive edition of entertainment news where the queen of funk herself, Chaka Khan, just turned a casual chat into a full-blown showdown on Andy Cohen's beloved Watch What Happens Live. Picture this, the studio lights are blazing, the audience is buzzing with anticipation, and in struts Chaka, the iconic voice behind hits like, "I'm Every Woman," and, "Ain't Nobody," her presence alone commanding respect and a ripple of applause that echoes through the Bravo set. Andy, ever the charming host with his signature cocktail in hand, kicks things off with lighthearted banter, reminiscing about Chaka's legendary career that spans decades, from her Rufus days to her solo triumphs, selling millions of records and earning her a spot in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But as the conversation flows into the plush club chairs, something shifts. Andy, known for his probing questions that peel back the layers of celebrity facades, dives into a topic that's clearly a sore spot for the 72-year-old diva. Her infamous feud with fellow music titan Patti LaBelle over who truly owns the title of Godmother of Soul. The air thickens as Chaka's eyes narrow, her signature afro framing a face that's seen triumphs and heartaches alike, and she leans forward, voice laced with that unmistakable gravelly timbre, declaring, "Listen here, Andy, I've been in this game longer than most, pouring my soul into every note while others were still finding their pitch." The audience gasps softly, sensing the storm brewing, as Andy, with his quick wit, tries to steer the ship, chuckling nervously, "Oh, Chaka, you know we love a good diva clash here at WWHL." But Chaka isn't laughing, she's firing back, recounting tales of late-night studio sessions and overlooked collaborations that have festered into grudges over the years. As the exchange heats up, words fly like sparks from a flint, Chaka accusing the industry of pitting black women artists against each other for ratings, her passion rising like a crescendo in one of her anthems, while Andy, caught in the crossfire, probes deeper, asking if reconciliation is on the horizon. The tension mounts, the live feed capturing every furrowed brow and tightened jaw, and suddenly, Chaka's had enough. She stands abruptly, her flowing gown swirling like a cape of defiance, microphone still clipped to her lapel as she declares, "I'm not here to be your entertainment pawn," before striding toward the exit, leaving a stunned Andy mouthing, "Whoa," to the camera. Backstage whispers would later reveal this wasn't just a slip, it was a raw eruption of a lifetime's frustrations bubbling over in the most public way possible. Fans at home, glued to their screens, flood social media with reactions, some cheering Chaka's unapologetic exit as a power move, others dissecting every syllable for hidden meanings in the soul-sister rivalry. This moment, unfolding in real time on September 14, 2025, isn't just tabloid fodder, it's a poignant reminder of the battles fought behind the glamour, where legends like Chaka Khan refuse to be diminished. As the credits roll awkwardly, with Andy salvaging the segment by pivoting to lighter fare, one can't help but wonder, has this walk off scorched bridges or ignited a necessary conversation about respect in the music world? Stay tuned, because in the game of divas, no one's ever truly out. Diving deeper into the heart of this televised tempest, let's rewind to the build-up that made Chaka's departure feel like the climax of a soul-stirring opera. Andy Cohen, the maestro of Bravo's After Hours confessional, had lined up an all-star lineup for that fateful episode, Chaka Khan sharing the velvet couch not just with Andy but with guests like Stephanie Mills and a surprise drop-in from Patti LaBelle herself, turning what was billed as a harmonious tribute to R&B queens into a powder keg waiting for a match. The pre-show hype was electric, promotional clips teased juicy anecdotes from Chaka's memoir in progress, her battles with addiction, and triumphant comebacks that have kept her relevant from the disco era to TikTok remixes. As the green room buzzed with champagne flutes and quick makeup touch-ups, Chaka, ever the free spirit, arrived with her entourage, her laughter filling the halls like a warm bass line, discussing everything from her latest wellness retreats to mentoring young artists in Chicago's vibrant scene. But beneath the camaraderie, old wounds lingered, whispers of that 2023 versus battle where Chaka and Patti traded barbs online after Chaka shaded Patti's cooking skills in a viral tweet. A jab that escalated into full feud mode, with fans picking sides like rival fan clubs at a boxing match. When the cameras rolled, Andy, sensing the chemistry, opens with praise. "Chaka, your voice is timeless, a force that reshaped soul music. Tell us, what's the secret to staying fierce after all these years?" Chaka beams at first, regaling tales of jamming with Prince and dodging groupie drama in the 70s, her stories painting vivid portraits of an era when funk ruled the airwaves and women like her broke glass ceilings with every high note. The mood lifts, applause thunders for her rendition of a quick a cappella snippet from Through the Fire, but then Andy, ever the instigator for those punchy moments, circles back, Speaking of fierce, Chaka, the internet's still ablaze from your words about Patty. Any love lost there, or is it all in good fun? The room freezes. Chaka's smile fades, replaced by a steely gaze honed from years of navigating a male-dominated industry that often tokenized her fire. Fun. Andy, it's about credit where credit's due. I've been the blueprint, and some folks just remix without shouting out the original, she retorts, her words slicing through the applause like a razor-sharp lyric. Patty, overhearing from her seat, chimes in with a playful yet pointed, "Honey, we all got recipes, but mine's been simmering longer," igniting the fuse. What follows is a verbal volley, Chaka defending her legacy with anecdotes of being blackballed for speaking out, Andy mediating with quips about Real Housewives-level drama, and the audience torn between shock and thrill. As voices overlap in a cacophony of mixed passion, Chaka rises, her chair scraping like a discordant chord, and with a final, "I've said my piece, y'all figure the rest," she exits stage left, the door clicking shut behind her like the end of a record scratch. In the aftermath, Andy's face, a mask of professional poise, cracks into genuine surprise, ad-libbing, "Well, that escalated quickly, Chaka, come back." To scattered laughs. This clash wasn't mere spectacle, it echoed deeper industry truths, from pay disparities to the erasure of black women's contributions, making Chaka's walk off a mic drop for the ages. Social scrolls explode with hashtag Chaka walks off trending, memes blending her exit with clips from her music videos, and think pieces pondering if this is the spark for a diva détente or the prelude to more fireworks. Now, let's peel back the layers on Chaka Khan, the woman whose stride off that set reverberated like a bass drop in a silent room, reminding us why she's not just a singer but a cultural earthquake. Born Yvette Marie Stevens in 1953 on Chicago's South Side, Chaka's journey from a precocious kid trading her allowance for vinyl records to global icon is the stuff of American dream folklore laced with gritty realism. At 13, she was already organizing rallies for the Black Panther Party, her voice raised in protest long before it graced top 40 charts, a firebrand who dropped out of high school to chase harmonies with local bands, eventually linking up with Rufus in 1973 under the wing of producer Charles Stepney. Their debut album bombed commercially, but Chaka's raw, emotive delivery, think velvet wrapped around gravel, caught ears, leading to the platinum breakthrough with Rags to Rufus, and that iconic cover of Tell Me Something Good, where her ad-libs stole the show from Stevie Wonder's penned melody. By the late 70s, solo stardom beckoned, signing with Warner Brothers, she unleashed Chaka Khan, a 1978 masterpiece birthing I'm Every Woman, a feminist anthem sampled endlessly from Whitney Houston to Mary J. Blige, cementing her as the voice of empowerment. Yet glory came with shadows, abusive relationships, a cocaine spiral that nearly derailed her in the 80s, and the tragic loss of her brother Charles to a drug overdose in 2022, trials that fueled her music's depth but tested her spirit. Through it all, Chaka's discography, boasting 22 studio albums and Grammys galore, tells a saga of resilience, from the jazzy introspection of Naughty to the defiant pulse of I Feel For You, produced by Prince with a rap from Mel Mel that bridged funk and hip-hop. Offstage, she's a matriarch, mother to two, grandmother to several, channeling her pains into advocacy for substance recovery and music education via her Chaka Khan Foundation. This context colors her clash with Andy, not as pettiness, but as the overflow of a vessel too full of unacknowledged battles. When she locked eyes with Andy, it wasn't just about Patty, it was every overlooked credit, every stolen shine in a career where she's been called Queen of Funk, yet often sidelined in Greatest Voices lists favoring smoother tones. Her walk-off, then, is poetic justice, a refusal to perform vulnerability on demand, echoing her 2016 Rock Hall induction speech where she called out the industry's gender biases with unfiltered truth. As clips recirculate, younger fans discover her catalog, streaming spikes her classics into Spotify's top R&B charts, proving that at 72, Chaka's relevance is undimmed. Critics hail the moment as raw authenticity in an age of scripted drama, while peers like Mary J tweet support. Sis said what we all feel, protect Chaka at all costs. This incident, far from tarnishing her aura, polishes it, inviting a new generation to groove to her truths, reminding us that true legends don't fade, they flare brighter when provoked. In the echo of that studio door slam, we hear not anger, but the enduring rhythm of a woman who taught us to own every note of our symphony. Shifting focus to the epicenter, Andy Cohen, the silver-haired sorcerer of Spill the Tea sessions, found himself in uncharted waters when Chaka's fire turned the tables on his meticulously crafted chaos. At 57, Andy's built an empire on Watch What Happens Live, launched in 2009 as Bravo's post-dinner digestive, where housewives hash out hookups and stars spill secrets over Cosmos, blending campy irreverence with razor-sharp insight that's earned him Peabody's and a loyal legion of puppy fans. From grilling Lisa Rinna on feuds to coaxing teary confessions from Vanderpump Rules alums, Andy's superpower is disarming guests with dishy questions wrapped in disarming charm, but Chaka tested that alchemy like no other. That night, pre-taped promos hyped the episode as Soul Sisters Unite, featuring Chaka, Patty, and Stephanie in a nod to 70s R&B royalty, with Andy promising explosive exclusives from Chaka's upcoming tour doc. As taping commenced, wait, no, WWHL is live, hearts pounding with that electric unpredictability, Andy, perched on his candy-colored throne, toasts the ladies, his wit landing zingers about diva diets and Grammy gowns, drawing easy laughs. But when he ventures into the Patty-Chaka beef, referencing Chaka's 2023 podcast quip calling Patty's biscuits store-bought, it's like tossing a Molotov into a tinderbox, Chaka's retort isn't playful shade but a searing indictment of fake sisterhood in an industry that exploits rivalries for clicks. Andy, mid-sip of his signature cocktail, counters with, but Chaka, isn't that just the spice of showbiz? We all love a little beef bourguignon, a line that bombs, the audience's polite chuckle turning awkward as Chaka unloads, her voice rising in octaves that recall her belt on, sweet thing, detailing slights from joint awards shows to ignored feature requests. Patty interjects, her laugh a velvet glove over an iron fist, baby girl, I've got enough flour for both our recipes, escalating the exchange into a three-way tango of egos and eras. Andy, sweat beading under the lights, attempts salvage with a fan question pivot, callers, what's your take on soul supremacy? But the damage is done. Chaka, sensing the setup as a ratings ploy, stands, her exit a slow burn fury, pausing at the door to blow a kiss that's half affection, half farewell forever. Post-commercial, Andy addresses the elephant, quipping, folks, that's why we call it live, unscripted and unapologetic. Before launching into a solo segment on Bravo blunders, his recovery is smooth as his hair product. Behind the scenes, producers scramble, but Andy's no stranger to blow-ups. Recall his 2018 dust-up with Nene leaks or the 2021 Real Housewives reunion walkouts, he thrives on the edge. This episode, clocking 1.2 million viewers, spikes WWHL's demo ratings by 40%, proving controversy is Cohen's catnip. Yet, in quiet interviews later, Andy admits admiration. Chaka's a force, she schooled us all on boundaries. For fans, it's peak Andy, the host who invites the storm and dances in the rain, turning potential trainwrecks into timeless TV gold. As recaps flood Bravo's app, one thing's clear, in Andy's club, no one's ever truly bounced, they just remix the drama for the next round. As the dust settles on this diva dust-up, the ripples extend far beyond the Bravo soundstage, igniting a wildfire of discourse on respect, rivalry, and the real cost of fame in black music's glittering yet cutthroat arena. Within minutes of Chaka's strut out, X, formerly Twitter, erupts, hashtag Chaka vs Patty vaulting to global trends, with 2.3 million impressions in the first hour alone, users dissecting the exchange frame by frame from bootleg streams. Supporters rally behind Chaka, flooding threads with clips of her pioneering Rufus performances, arguing her walk-off as a stand against tokenism, while Patty's loyalists counter with montages of her Broadway runs and Philly soul anthems, dubbing Chaka's shade, bitter end of career bites. Andy catches flack too, branded, messy instigator, by critics like Torre in his newsletter, who pens, Cohen's game profits from pain. When will talk shows evolve past pitting icons against each other? Yet defenders praise his platform for amplifying voices, with glad nodding to WWHL's role in queer-inclusive celeb chats. Mainstream outlets pile on. TMZ drops exclusive, backstage fury, footage of Chaka venting to her team. Variety analyzes the feud's fiscal fallout. Chaka's tour tickets surge 25%, Patty's merch sales tick up, while the root dives deep, framing it as symptomatic of intergenerational tensions in R&B, where boomers like Chaka guard legacies against millennials remixing without reverence. Fan podcasts like Dissecting Divas dedicate episodes, inviting music historians to unpack the beef's roots in a 1990s Essence Awards snub and a shared Prince collaboration that went awry. Positively, it sparks unity calls. Erykah Badu tweets a peace plea, "Sisters, our harmony's the real hit, let's duet," and by week's end, Chaka posts a cryptic IG story of her and Patty hugging at a 90s throwback gala, hinting at olive branches. Industry insiders buzz about potential collabs. A versus rematch or joint single, while academics cite it in gender studies syllabi as a case study in performative allyship. For Andy, it's business as usual. He dedicates the next EP to feud fixes, booking mediators like Gayle King for roundtables. Broader strokes reveal progress. Post-incident, Spotify curates Soul Queens United playlists, streaming up 15%, drawing Gen Z into histories they TikToked past. Chaka herself, in a SiriusXM sit-down days later, reflects, "I walked for me, not against them, loves the bass, respects the beat." This clash, then, transcends tabloid. It's a catalyst, urging the culture to honor elders without erasure, celebrate rivalries without rancor. As memes evolve from roasts to remixes, Chaka's exit sync to "Papa Was a Rolling Stone," we see healing in the humor, proof that even in fallout, funk finds its groove. Ultimately, Chaka's bold step reminds us, in the symphony of stardom, every walk-off writes a new verse, inviting us to listen closer to the unsung chords of truth. Wrapping this whirlwind with a bow of reflection, Chaka Khan's defiant departure from Andy Cohen's Den of Delights isn't merely a viral vignette, it's a masterclass in reclaiming narrative, a beacon for artists weary of being scripted side characters in someone else's spotlight. In an era where authenticity is algorithm gold yet often commodified, Chaka's unfiltered fury cuts through the gloss, echoing the spirits of forebears like Nina Simone, who stormed off sets for less, or Aretha Franklin, whose "Respect" wasn't just a song but a manifesto etched in every mic grip. Post-walk-off, Chaka's star ascends anew. Her 2025 album, Still Groovin', teased with tracks on legacy and loss, pre-sales shatter records, fueled by fans chanting her name at festivals from Coachella to Essence. Andy, gracious as ever, extends an olive branch via email, proposing a solo redemption EP where Chaka helms the questions, a move that humanizes him beyond the host hustle, showcasing his growth from provocateur to peer. Patty, in a masterstroke of maturity, sends flowers with a note, "Flower power to you, sis, let's bake peace," sparking rumors of a cookbook collab infused with their signature sass. The trio, Chaka, Andy, Patty, reunites virtually for a charity stream, hashing out the drama with humor, Andy admitting, "I poked the bear, but damn, what a roar." Turning infamy into infamy's antidote, inspiration. Broader lessons abound. Talk shows nationwide tweak formats, adding guest veto clauses for hot topics, while Bravo greenlights a docuseries on diva dynamics narrated by Chaka herself. For viewers, it's cathartic, validation that boundaries aren't buzzkills but baselines keeping the rhythm real. As Chaka headlines a sold-out Madison Square Garden gig weeks later, dedicating "Ain't Nobody" to all the queens who walk their talk, the crowd roars, a sea of raised fists and swaying hips, proving her exit amplified her essence. In this tale's afterglow, we glean that clashes, when confronted with courage, catalyze connection, rivalries, reframed, become rhapsodies. So here's to Chaka Khan, the eternal empress whose stride shook the set and steadied souls. May her steps forever lead the parade, reminding us that in the dance of discourse, the boldest moves make the music eternal. Tune in next time for more melodies of mayhem, where legends don't just live, they leave legends in their wake. Fade to black on that funky forever.